a lot of people like the Nazi talk, and there's been a lot of things I've gone through over the past 31 years. This is pretty much breaking news. Breaking news in regards to the tornadoes, the 5.8 tornadoes, all that weird stuff. They talk about 2020, the assassination attempts. What's going on? What is this crazy madness? And I said, I'm starting to figure it out. Now, don't get hateful. Don't get anti-Semitic, get insane. But you've got to understand this. The real history behind World War II and what happened after the war and why I think that I'm in a jam. This is what I could come up with. My grandpa Tyler, which I can't confirm this, some say was, I don't know, whatever happened after the war, they brought the SS over here. Some of the captured SS, a lot of them were tried for war crimes and they were killed, or they spent the rest of their lives in prison like Rudolf Hess. And pretty much the ancestors over here, they brought over here, supposedly they say Eisenhower. Now here's one. They say Eisenhower was Himmler. Or no, not Himmler. What was his name? It's not Himmler. He was a wicked Rommel. Eisenhower, Rommel, good Rommel. Not that Rommel was a bad man, and not saying he wasn't a good man, but they say Eisenhower was actually Rommel. Sieg Heil. Now I can't say that. By the way, I'm friends with the Jews now, and that's where we're actually going to. So the numbers are starting to really add up, and it's looking wild. 5/7, May 7th, 1945, the Germans surrendered. That was the end of the war. So we look at this 5/8, May 8th, and we look at, some of the things where have we gone. We had a bunch of scientists. Some were Jewish, some were German. There was a bunch of them. And I don't want y'all to get off on that tangent, because when you do, I don't let me get you going there. That's for you to find out. I'm not going to give you all the damn secrets. I'd talk myself out of a job. But they created this place called Los Alamos, Alamo. You go north. That's where I found out through honesty what the Mo. What's the Mo? You could take down these letters. All these letters, there's a cryptic thing in here that I've been trying to figure out. What does it mean? And it's been coming to my own personal self-actualization, and it's, I'm about to dial it down, but I'm running out of time. I think my grandpa Tyler might have been descendant to SS, and then his father, and then me, and we've been treated very poorly, and I think that these descendants of the SS, they're treating this whole country, they're punishing them, they're destroying the country, they're putting sugar in the water and fluoride, calcifying the pineal glands, they're spiritually and physically raping this country, and they've been doing it for 50, 60, 70, 80 years or more. And I'm not going to go into the cryptography of it. It's just not for you. I hate to say. It took me a long time to figure this stuff out. And quite frankly, seeing as I'm the one that's gone through this, I feel like I'm the one that I really want to work through this. I don't want to just give it to some people because they could tear away, could start a war. Basically, what I'm suspecting is mind control stuff from the Second World War they've brought over here. And the people they're not aware that it is possibly a mind control state, or some people are under the influence of mind control. If you really go back and you look at the Nuremberg Acts and the night of the long knives and the things that happened in 33 that were leading along before the World War, and then the purging of the ghettos and just pretty much the global upheaval. A lot of that could be lies. So in the words of Slayer, you really got to read between the lies on that. But we're talking about real right now, real reality. Terry John Tyler of Tupelo, Mississippi discovered the code. He broke the code. It took him 11 fucking years to do it. And it took 3 tornadoes. He caught 3 tornadoes, and that was how he did it. And now they're trying to fuck him. He has a 33 rings precisely on the 33rd parallel. I'm talking 33.0000 right there on the parallel. It's dead to rights. The guy knows. He's probably the only fucking guy that knows down there, and they're trying to fuck him. And it's right there on Highway 45. And if you go back, like I said, it was April the 5th, 36, where the tornado had struck. And now you see trace. They're trying to get a bunch of Hollywood people or other people. They're not trace. They're not me. They don't like my hair. They don't like my teeth. They don't like me. And there's some of them that says, well, he's a SS. We can't have SS monsters. We Loch Ness monsters. We Loch SS monsters. If they think you're SS, it's no different than being a Jew. And that's where I went back, and I've got a cool rabbi. I got a couple cool rabbis, but mainly one rabbi. And I've tried to work with the Jews, and some say, because I did a lot of anti-Semitic stuff, I was an SS head. I'm a Hail Hitler guy. I was. Still kind of am, but in respect to the Jews and in respect to the current environment. When you put yourself in the Jews' shoes, I mean, do you really want to go through that again? I don't think so. So, some say that Jews are in control of that. I think it's a hoax. I think it's BS. But at the same time, we don't know the truth. I don't know the truth. And that's where I said this is serious, because I'm being censored on these networks again, and I'm not going to throw that stuff out of here. It's post 2020. I've had a hard time doing this, but I feel like there's still in my family's everything that I've worked for, and I've worked very hard in this country, and they've violated my rights on a number of levels, and I think that they're rigging it all up, and it's all robo circus. And when you look at the symbolism, they think I'm the terrorist. They think I'm the mastermind behind this plot. And obviously I'm not. I don't have shit. I barely have enough money to buy a fucking can of beer. If you look at it, this is when I discovered it. And I discovered it on the day Kennedy was assassinated last year. How historic is that? Terry Tyler of Tupelo. This is the guy right here. You're looking at him. Kennedy was killed on the 18th, I believe, or somewhere in November. You do the numbers. Look at the Kennedy-Lincoln coincidences, and then look at the railroad shit. I told y'all, motherfuckers, this ain't nothing new. This has been going on for a long time. The Army turns 245. The President is 45. We look at these, and when we look at the angles, everything rides here. And basically, I hate to say, it's looking like they don't like Trump. A lot of them don't. A lot of them say they like Trump. They don't like Trump. And I think they're planning to kill the guy. And that is going to be the death blow to America. And that'll be the end of it. And if you read in the books, the blowing of the trumpets. Not trying to give you all the stuff. They got to pay for some of that shit. I had to sit in jail. You break the code down even further, and you see that it was 63, I believe, that Kennedy was assassinated, and you can count off the days, the numbers. it's been, what, 56 or 57 years? So it would come right there on the election, would rest 58 years from that event. And then the tornado forms, the one there. And that's where I said don't go too crazy with it, because until I get more funding, I'm just going to have to sit here and we're going to wait it out, and we're going to see who was right and who was wrong. I think that means they're coming to kill me. Somebody's coming to kill me is what it means, and that's what... That's kind of what scares me. I don't know. But the real reality of it is, I think the message lies in peace. And 2020, in and on itself, for those of you, I don't like to talk about masonry. They said my great-grandfather was a mason. I don't know if that's true or not. But the only thing I ever heard him say, or I didn't even hear him say it, was don't talk about masonry. And in that sense, you look at 2020, what does that mean on the level? 2020 is on the level. Okay? So I think if we start seeing a lot of disproportionate balances this year, it's going to be bad. And even more exciting is it's the year of the rat. Ray and T, me, and, you know, my old lady. Old lady, we're not together anymore, you know, but there was some things that went on, and I have to hold up for these things. And I was a snake handler as a child, and, you know, I had to feed mice. And I think rats in general have been really stepped on, and I haven't seen any anywhere. And it hurts my soul. My soul burns for the things that had happened when I was a child. And I was a child, and I'd hurt some animals. Now, I mean, a lot of kids hurt animals. I mean, it's just how it is, you know. You're raised and abused in homes, and you see violent movies and violent video games, and you get curious, you know, they hurt animals. Well, that shit's following me, and we've got these people that are destroying everything I build, and they're labeling me this SS monster. And I'm just trying to come clean. It's 2020, you know. Can we not take the lessons, okay, 5-7, the old war, and come in 5-8, the new war? You know, what is this going to go on? Because I feel like if they don't win, it's going to go right back to how it's been, you know. And I'm not going to reveal some of those precious numbers, precious symbols, precious doctrine. And you know, I'm going to pray, if I may, to the Lord's, you know, for peace between Jew and Gentile, and Muslim and non-Muslim, Christian and non-Christian, and global peace if people are interested in working on bigger issues instead of digging up the bones prior to 2020. And I think that's I made that commitment to try to lose all violence 2020, and it's been one of the hardest things to do. Now, I haven't really committed any acts of violence. I've yelled, I've stomped my feet, I've talked of violence, and I think that in and on itself may ruin it. It really starts getting fine-tuned, especially with time. You want to talk about Moore's Law. We were talking about Moore's Law the other day and how Moore's Law can't continue, and how they thought it was more of a linear curve, a linear trajectory, when actually it came in waves. There was your first wave, and the transistors began to shrink, and then they kind of tapered off, and then came the second wave, and the transistors and the quality of the computer began to increase. Then came the third wave, and we're at the end of the third wave now. So what the new buzzword is out there is quantum supremacy. That the quantum computer can do things that the normal computer just simply can't. And that one quantum computer can undo everything that the traditional computers can. So if you start thinking about weapon systems, you start thinking in terms of hardware, you start thinking in terms of, cell phone communication grids, power grids, you start thinking about things I'm not going to talk about right now. I think they're a little bit below your pay grade. Things you don't need to be thinking about right now. Because let me tell you what, buddy, on my quest, it's been hard not to hang myself and freak out. There's been a couple times that I've lost it, completely lost it, wound up in jail or wound up in the mental house, and I hate to say it, they really try to run you till you break, and they'll break you in ways you wouldn't believe, and a lot of it's all psychological. Will it make you a better man? I guess time will tell, but in regard to this Nazi SS experimentation stuff, I don't know. And I don't expect the people that have the keys to it to reveal the keys. Some say that the whole country was laid out like that. Either the history is a lie, or it has been run out like that. They wanted to ask Tyler, what's up with the aliens? So I don't pay enough for that. So donate at paypal.me/32-666-23. I give a little too much. And this information is very crucial. Could be crucial to the war effort. Look at what they did to Turing. They cut his dick and his balls off. The code breaker, he solved Enigma, the German code. Some say, oh, Tyler solved Gomorrah. He solved Gomorrah code, which I don't know if Gomorrah code's good or bad. Part of me is like, hell, let it ride. If I'm a pet man, hell, treat me well, feed me well. It's a security protocol. You just don't know it's there. It's a silent victory. But I've noticed a lot of abuse, a lot of terrible abuse. And the abuse is starting to get outrageous. And it's verging on war. It's destroying my family. It's destroying my 3 generations of Tylers. The first time all 3 of us were out of jail. And I'm not saying we were good people. I haven't killed a man. But both of my forefathers are killers. And we don't know how far back that goes. Some say, Tyler, are you connected with John Tyler, the president, the old president? There was a president, John fucking Tyler, and that's no lie. But no. And that's another thing that I'm in. I think a lot of people are trying to assassinate me. They think I'm going to be the president one day. Honestly, I don't think I want the job. Too much stress, not enough pay, and right now I just don't think I'm qualified. I mean, I don't, but if they think that you're going to try to run for president, that's going to threaten some people's power games, and that's where we talk about where I told you the mind control, the sucking of the minds. They'll let you do the work down here, and they'll map you out with the maps, the iPhones, the Androids, all this type of stuff. They're going to map you out, and then they whack you. They'll send you out to fight the war, or they'll confuse the people, and they get into fighting. They keep the power. They keep the young people's power. And that's why this place has been abused. And the young kids, they don't have anything. They don't have any knowledge. They don't have nothing. You got to see what they, sugar water and hamburgers. I said, now we can do better than that, America. We can do a lot better than that. It's 2020 now. And, my guys up there in the office, and they're running them around on a lot of things that, I can't judge who might have speak on the office. It's just, I think they're sending him a lot of funny directions. Can't see.